Welcome to Aprender e Estudar em Casa. How are you, students? I am okay. I hope that you are having a good week. Remember me? Your English teacher? Yes, Lindsay Monteiro. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you following the rules from the Ministry of Health? Remember, we have to fight against COVID, right? So, as always, keep wearing your mask, using hand sanitizer, and keeping social distance. Well, for today's lesson, we will revise the first conditional. Then, we will see some vocabulary related to consumerism. And then, we will see the second conditional, its form, and how can we use it. And we have some exercises and homework as well. Students, please take a look at these pictures here. What can you see? Good, that's it. Yes, these pictures are related to technologies and consumerism. Very good. Technologies are very important. They have advantages and disadvantages. For example, we can communicate with our friends and our families. We can watch our favorite movies and listen to our favorite songs. But they have their advantages too. For example, you can be connected to contents that are not suitable for children, for example, or even you have to be careful with hackers. Yes, you know that they are very dangerous, right? Well, I have here some examples. For example, if you didn't work out, you would get sick. It's obvious, right? 2, if you use drugs, you will become addicted. Please, students, do not use drugs. You know that they are very addictive. 3, you might get sick if you ate unhealthy food. 4, you will get drunk if you use alcoholic drinks. 5, you would have a lot of followers if you were famous. If you notice here, the sentences are following the same structure. For example, you have if, would, will, and probably you are asking, where are they? But we will see them next. Now we have some technology and consumerism vocabulary. I'm pretty sure that all of you know them. For example, follower. All of us have follower on our social media, right? Follower means seguidor or seguidora. Unhealthy, prejudicial. Chat, bate-papo. Healthy, saudável. Fast food, comida rápida. All of us love fast food, right? Because I love them, although they are not that healthy. Tablet, emojis, smart TV, televisão inteligente, workout, exercício físico, like, gosto, sick, doente, drug addicted, tóxico-dependente, smartphone, telefone inteligente, and drunk, bêbado. Do you remember when I said that we will analyze why the sentences were like if, or will, or would? Yes, because they are conditionals. What are conditionals? Well, conditionals describe the result of a certain condition. The if clause tells you the condition. For example, if you study hard. And the main clause tells you the result. You will pass the exams. The order of the clause does not change the meaning. Means that you can start your sentence with a condition, then result, or result and conditional. The meaning doesn't change. Here we have the first conditional. Well, the first conditional is used to express action or situation that are likely to happen in the future. Yes, they will happen in the future. For example, if you get the vaccine, you will develop immunity. You will develop immunity if you get the vaccine. Remember when I said that you can start your sentence by the result condition or condition and then result. It will not change the meaning. Moving on. Here we have the forms. We have the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative. For the affirmative, we have if plus the simple present plus simple future. For example, if you eat well, you will be a healthy person. Notice that after the if, you have the verb in the simple present. Depends on the subject, right? And you will be a healthy person. When you have will, you don't need to make any changes at the main verb. Then the negative, you have if plus the auxiliary verb to do or does, depending on the subject, not, plus the present simple, will not or won't, plus the verb infinitive. Want is the short form of will not. If you don't will eat well, you won't get better. It's obvious. And then for the interrogative, we have will plus the verb in infinitive plus if plus present simple, and do not forget the question mark. Will you get sick if you don't eat well? Will you? Let's move on. Then we have the second conditional. Students, the second conditional is just like the first conditional. But we are still thinking about the future, but there is not a real possibility that this condition will happen. Remember what I said? The first conditional, there is a real possibility that the condition will happen, but here, in the second conditional, there is not a real possibility that this condition will happen. For example, if I took the vaccine, I would develop immunity. For example, you do not get the vaccine. So, is it possible to develop immunity? Of course not. No vaccine, no immunity. But maybe you will get the vaccine in the future. So you can think about get the vaccine in the future like a dream. It's not very real, but it's still possible. Moving on, let's see the form. Yes. The structure is usually if plus past simple plus would plus infinitive. Remember what I said? It's just like the first conditional, okay? But the problem is here, they are not real. There's no possibility that the action will happen. We have if, condition, and result. Remember, students, if you want to start your sentence with the result and then the condition, it's okay. It doesn't change the meaning. We have past simple and then the would plus base verb. The base verb here refers to the infinitive of the verb. If I got the vaccine, I would develop immunity. Notice that we are thinking about a future condition. We use the past simple tense to talk about the future condition, and we use the would plus base verb to talk about the future result. The important thing about the second conditional is that there is an unreal possibility that the condition will happen. Remember, students, unreal possibility that the condition will happen. Okay? Good. Here we have some examples with if, condition, and result. If you didn't work out, you would get sick. If you ate unhealthy food, you would get sick. If she used drugs, she would become addicted. If he were famous, he would have a lot of followers. Students, pay attention on the verbs, right? Remember that we are dealing with past simple. We have regulars and irregular verbs. So, remember what I said? When we have regular verbs, we just add an ed. And when we have the irregular verbs, you will need the list of the verbs, okay? Here I have an observation. It's really important for you to pay attention here. When if is followed by the verb be or to be, it is grammatically correct to say if I were, if he were, if she were, and if it were. Remember that when we have the third person singular and the first person singular, it's supposed to be I was or he was, but in this case, you can say if I were, if he were. However, it is also common to hear these structures with was, especially in he, she form. For example, if I were you, I wouldn't mention it. If she was prime minister, she would invest more money in schools. He would travel more if he was younger. Got it? Good. Here we have the negative form. If plus subject plus didn't, weren't, wasn't, depending on the subject, plus would not or wouldn't plus infinitive. Wouldn't is the short form of would plus not. For example, if I didn't get the vaccine, I wouldn't develop immunity. Here we have the interrogative form. Would plus subject plus infinity of the verb plus if plus past simple, and don't forget the question mark. For example, would you develop immunity if you got the vaccine? Probably. Did you got this? Great. Well, student, do you want to have a little fun with me? Yes, because I want to. As always, I brought some exercises. Do you want to see them with me? The first exercise, you are supposed to put the verb into the correct first conditional form. I have here 6 sentences, and you are supposed to complete them with the first conditional. The first sentence says, if I, space, go out tonight, I, space, go to the cinema. Second, if you, space, not get, back late, space, not be, angry. Third, if we, space, not see each other tomorrow, we, space, see each other next week. Fourth, if he, space, come, I, space, be surprised. 5, space, we, space, be late if we, space, wait here. And 6, space, we, space, feel sick if we, space, eat all this cake. I will give you some time to solve this. Are you finished, student? Good. So let's correct them. First one, if I go out tonight, I will go to the cinema. Very good. If I go, remember, present simple. I will go to the cinema. Very good. Second, if you don't get back late, I won't be angry. Third, if we don't see each other tomorrow, we will see each other next week. Fourth, if he comes, I will be surprised. Third person singular, he, so the verb should be comes. Remember, we make the changes third person singular. Fifth, will we be late if we wait here? And the last one, will we feel sick if we eat all this cake? Good, you did them right. Very good. So, moving on. The second exercise, here we have a quiz. You will choose the correct response for each of the sentences. I have the sentence and then I have some options and you are supposed to choose the best one. As always, I will give you some time to do this. Let's do the correction. Great. So, first one, if his nose were smaller, he, very good, would be very handsome. Yes, but it's not possible because he doesn't have a small nose. Second, I would come if I had a car. Third, if she knew, she would tell him. Knew because it's an irregular verb. Fourth, if his parents didn't give him money, he wouldn't go out so much. Very good. Fifth, if she didn't believe me, she would have told me. And the last one, he wouldn't say that if he didn't mean it. Very good, students. I'm very proud of you. You did them right, and this is very good. Well, we are almost at the end of our lesson, but I have a small homework for you. Imagine how the world would be if the COVID didn't exist. Please write 6 sentences expressing yourself. Don't forget to use the second conditional. Yeah, you will imagine if the COVID didn't exist. Yes, what would you do? So, use your imagination and write 6 sentences, please. Dear student, today we were revising the first conditional and then we studied the second conditional. And we saw that the first conditional is used to express actions or situations that are likely to happen in the future. For example, if you get the vaccine, you will develop immunity. Don't forget that here we use the present simple and then will plus the verb in infinitive. And the second conditional, we use them for unreal possibility. For example, if I didn't get the vaccine, I wouldn't develop immunity. As I said, the second conditional is almost like the first conditional, but here we are dealing with a no possibility that the condition will happen. As always, I bring my sources for this lesson, and please feel free to consult them or reach your teacher for help. Now, we finish our lesson at Aprender e Estudar em Casa. Student, it was a pleasure to be here with you. I'm very happy to be here, and please take care of yourself. I see you next class.